أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين نحمده ونستعينه ونتوسل إليه ونتوكل عليه ونصلي ونسلم على سيدنا وحبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين سيما بقية الله في الأرضين روحي وأرواحنا مقدمه الفداء ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. Recite salawat on Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Before I start tonight's discussion, so there are some pending questions which I feel I should share with others as well. For example, one of the discussions of last night was that a person who has a loan and he has to pay a loan, he is in debt. So Ayatollah Sistani's fatwa is this: he cannot go for Hajj, he has to pay that loan. Even though if the installment is not near, maybe the installment is next year. So he has to deduct that installment amount, then whatever the remaining amount is there, if it is sufficient for him to go for Hajj, then Hajjatul Islam becomes wajib. Now the question you'll say, Maulana, I'm running a business, there are a lot of loans and debts, receivables and payables are going on, what should I do? Or for example, one of the questions came that my company is giving me a loan of $5,000 and giving me a good installment of $200, for example, per month. And really, Maulana, I want to go for Hajj. Now, what is the way forward? Koi chakkar hai isme se ya nahi hai? So I'm here to give you the chakkar. So a way out for you, that how can you sort out this issue, even though you have a loan on you. There is one masala, this is called Hajj Badali. Last night we had a discussion that if someone gives you hadiyah and tells you go for Hajj, then it becomes wajib on you to accept this hadiyah if this amount is sufficient for you to go for Hajj. Okay, this is called hadiyah Hajj Badali. Even though if you have a loan on your shoulder, okay, if you have a loan, you have to pay something, you are in debt and someone is giving you money, you have to go for Hajj. There's no problem in that. It becomes wajib on you. So now I have a loan, what should I do? So there is one hadiyah in Islam which is called hadiyah al-mashruta, a conditional hadiyah. Zawadi, a conditional zawadi. I will give you some zawadi, but there is a condition, you have to give me zawadi as well. Yeah? वो कहते हैं कि लेने देने का ज़माना है, okay? You give, give and take, na? So people say, you give, I'll take, okay? So this is give and take, you give, I'll take. So hadiyah al-mashruta is this, that you give zawadi to someone with the condition that you have to give zawadi to me as well. So for example, you received $7,000 as a loan from someone. Now you want to go for Hajj. Very simple. You give this $7,000 to, for example, Muhammad Jafar bhai, and you tell him, this is a hadiyah from me to you, $7,000. But, bisharteha wa shuruteha. But there is a condition. The condition is this, you have to send me on Hajj as a gift. Now, if he receives money and it is conditional, now Muhammad Jafar bhai, he says that I'm sending you on Hajj as a zawadi. Now it becomes wajib on me to go for Hajj. So this is the way forward. Even if you are in debt, you can go for Hajj. Another question came regarding that I have accumulated some wealth to purchase a house. Is there any khums on that or not? Ayatollah Sistani says that if you are in need, okay, if you do not purchase a house, You will be in big trouble, this and that. You can accumulate, but in a certain way. He says that, for example, in our Khoja community, they are building a building, Jinnah by Hashim. So you are paying in installments, but the installments are in such a way that with installments, they are doing some work. They are purchasing bricks. They are making basement. They are doing this. If this is the case, Ayatollah Sistani says there is no problem. So you are purchasing something for your house. But you say, no, Maulana, I am putting in a Habib Bank. Inshallah ta'ala, if it becomes 100,000 US dollars, I'll purchase a house. Ayatollah Sistani says that on this amount, you have to pay khums. You have to pay khums. Now, after paying khums, if you are eligible to go for Hajj, the Hajj becomes wajib. If it is not sufficient for you, the Hajj doesn't become wajib on you. Tonight, inshallah ta'ala, recite salawat on Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So tonight, inshallah ta'ala, we'll be discussing about the Masael of Hajj itself. Hajj, there are two parts of Hajj. Now, there are three types of Hajj. There are three types of Hajj. One is called Hajj Qiran. Hajj Qiran, we don't do this. Before, at the time of, for example, 300, 400 years back, so people used to carry their qurbani. They are going with camel or sheep and this. So this type of Hajj is called Qiran, Hajj Qiran. There are different rules for Hajj Qiran. So now, we cannot perform this. So you have to carry one sheep with you to go for Hajj. You cannot do this. Hajj Ifrad is for those who are living in Makkah or in the outskirts of Makkah. This is not for you even. For ladies, it can become Hajj Ifrad. We'll be discussing. So some ladies, because of her days, okay, it can become Hajj Ifrad. We can have a separate discussion for that. What type of Hajj we will be doing? The Hajj we will be performing, it is called Hajj at-Tamattu'. This is the Hajj we will be performing. Hajj at-Tamattu'. This Hajj has two different parts. It's divided into two. One is called Umrah at-Tamattu' and the other is called Hajj at-Tamattu'. So this Hajj which we will be performing is into how many parts? Two parts. One is called Umrah at-Tamattu' and the second is called Hajj at-Tamattu'. Okay, when to perform Hajj at-Tamattu' and Umrah at-Tamattu'? You can see on the screen, Umrah at-Tamattu' can be performed from 1st Shawwal till the morning of Dhul Hijjah. Dhul Hijjah is Yawm Arafah. Because by afternoon, you should be there in Arafat, in Maidan Arafat. Before this, you have to complete your Umrah at-Tamattu'. You should finish this. So when you'll reach, so 1st Shawwal, so anyone who is there in, for example, in Makkah, going to Makkah, they can perform this Umrah at-Tamattu', there is no problem. But the problem is this, whoever performs Umrah at-Tamattu', now they cannot leave Makkah unless they perform Hajj at-Tamattu'. Then they have to wait. Then they have to wait, they have to sit. One good thing is this, inshallah ta'ala, we'll be going a bit late. We'll go to Medina first. And from Medina, we'll go to Makkah. So we'll be there around, for example, in Medina, I don't know what is the exact schedule. I remember last year, it was almost 1 week we were there in Medina, and then we went to Makkah. And few days were there, we performed our Umrah Tamattu. After performing Umrah Tamattu, you can remove your Ihram, everything. Then you have to wait for Hajj Tamattu. Hajj Tamattu starts from the afternoon of 9th of Dhul Hijjah, from the Arafah. From the 9th of Dhul Hijjah afternoon, you should be there in Maidan Arafat. From here it starts, and it goes up to 12th. It goes up to 12th. Then it's upon you, because once you come back from Mina, you have to perform tawaf and all this. So you have a time till end of Dhul Hijjah you can perform. Because I remember So when we go for Hajj, and once you come back from Mina, oh, there is a lot of crowd. They're at Haram, and it's very difficult. For 1 or 2 days, you are just sitting and watching the TV. I don't have the strength to go to Haram, so we have to wait. Okay, कितने इंतजार कर सकते हैं? Till the end of Dhul Hijjah. So you have this time to go and complete your Hajj at-Tamattu. Is it clear now? So it is divided into 2 parts. One is called Umrah at-Tamattu, and the second is called Hajj at-Tamattu. Now, do not confuse Umrah at-Tamattu with Umrah al-Mufrada. These are 2 different things. Umrah at-Tamattu, which you will be performing, is a part of Hajj. Umrah Mufrada is a different Umrah which is performed in other days of the year and which stands alone. Mufrad means stands alone. There is no need of doing anything else. So you must be hearing that someone has gone for Umrah. So that Umrah is called Umrah al-Mufrada. So this is a separate Umrah. This Umrah Tamattu, is part of Hajj. So tonight we will be discussing about Umrah at-Tamattu. Hajj at-Tamattu we won't be discussing. Inshallah, after 1 or 2 nights later on, Hajj at-Tamattu will come. Umrah at-Tamattu. Question number 1. Is it necessary to remain in wudu during Hajj? Is it necessary that every time, every single hour or every single minute, once I wore ihram, I should be in wudu? क्या wudu में रहना मुझे वाजिब है जब हज कर रहा हूँ? तो आंसर क्या है इसका? To remain in a state of wudu is highly recommended. It's highly recommended. But, however, it is not necessary. It is not wajib on you that you should be in a state of wudu. But there are 2 things you will be performing. You should be in a state of wudu. Number 1, while doing tawaf, when you're performing tawaf, and salatul tawaf. Because tawaf is like namaz. All the rules of tawaf actually are the rules of namaz. So when you're performing namaz, reciting namaz, you should be in a state of wudu. These are 2 things, that's it. Other than that, there is no problem. From here you will come to know, so the ladies who have their own masail, their days, the problem comes here. So they should be pak actually when they are performing tawaf and they are performing salat of tawaf. Other than that, there is no need actually कि वो पाकीज़गी की हालत में हो, कोई मसला नहीं है. Even अगर पाकीज़गी की हालत में यहाँ भी नहीं है अगर, so there are some ways which we'll discuss inshallah later on. Okay, other actions such as wearing ihram, sa'i between Safa and Marwa, going to Arafat, etc., etc. All these actions are correct even without wudu, there is no problem. Is there any wajib ghusl to be performed? Is there any wajib ghusl? Answer is no. There is no wajib ghusl for Hajj and Umrah itself. There is no. There are some recommended ghusl, like ghusl of ihram. When you are wearing ihram, it is highly recommended. You should do ghusl. Or ghusl of tawaf, ghusl of entering the haram itself. So there are recommended ghusl. All these are recommended, not wajib. What are the obligatory things that need to be recited? That need to be recited. There are only 2 things which you have to recite. Wajib. Wajib things are only 2 which you have to recite. Other than that, there is no need to recite. You will be performing only. You will be there. You will be performing actions only. That's it. You won't be reciting anything. These 2 things are, number 1, Talbiyah. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. This wajib is done. This you have to recite. Number 2 is salat of tawaf. This thing you have to recite. Recitation is there. When the recitation comes, the rules of makharij will come as well. So those whose makhraj of Arabic words are not correct, please work on this. नमाज के अंदर तवाफ की नमाज आपकी अगर ठीक नहीं होगी, So it's problematic. So start working on this. Go and check your makharij. Is it alhamdulillah or alhamdulillah? That's very important. We'll be discussing this. So correct your makharij. These two things you have to perform. You have to recite, You have to recite Talbiyah and Salah of Tawaf. Although recitation of Quran, du'as, these are highly recommended, but not wajib. Not wajib. Hope. Now let's see Umrah at-Tamattu at a glance. There are 5 things, 5 चीजें हैं जो उम्रा at-Tamattu के अंदर वाजिब हैं. There are 5 things जो आपको करने की हैं. Number 1, wearing ihram from miqat. Miqat से आपको ihram पहनना होगा. ihram miqat पर जाकर पहनना होगा. पहली चीज ये है. Second, तवाफ. तवाफ जो है आपको करना होगा खाने काबा के अराउंड. How many चक्कर? 7 rounds. This is called one tawaf you have to do. You have to perform tawaf. This is the second part of Umrah at-Tamattu. Third, after performing tawaf, you have to go behind Maqam Ibrahim. And then you have to offer 2 rakah salah of tawaf. This is the third thing. Fourth thing, after this, you have to go to Safa. And you have to do sa'i between Safa and Marwa 7 times. You will start from Safa and you will end up on Marwa. We'll discuss this in detail. Safa and Marwa. Fifth is the last thing, taqseer. You should cut some hair of the head or beard or mustache. थोड़े से इसको जो कहना है ट्रिम करने होंगे, आपको काटने होंगे. These are 5 things. 5 चीजें ये हैं जो आपको उम्रह at-Tamattu के अंदर करनी हैं. So why I have mentioned this here? Because many times you go in detail and we forget, Baba, asl tha kya? What was the real discussion? So you should remember this is main. These are 5 things you have to perform in Umrah at-Tamattu. Hajj at-Tamattu we will discuss later. These are 5 things. तो अब इन 5 चीज़ों को मैं पिक्चर की सूरत में बताता हूँ. You can see here. You can see, for example, at number 1. So what it is written? Ihram at miqat. So miqat, what is miqat? There is a place actually, for example, Masjid ash-Shajara. You will go there and you will wear ihram. Then from there you will come to Makkah. What is the second part? Tawaf. Okay? 7 rounds आपको लगाने होंगे तवाफ के. Once it is finished, what is the third? Behind Maqam Ibrahim, you have to offer salat of tawaf. After this, the fourth is you have to go to Safa and Marwa. So you will start from Safa and you will end at Marwa 7 rounds. And the fifth and the last is taqseer. You have to cut your hair. Okay? Shave नहीं करना है यहाँ पर. मर्दों को जो shave नहीं करना है, allowed नहीं है. तक़सीर ट्रिम करना है थोड़ा सा आपको. ओके? क्योंकि बाल बचा कर रखने किसके लिए? हाँ, और हज तमत्तु के लिए कुछ तो वहाँ तो हो. हाँ, यहाँ सब काट दिए तो वहाँ क्या होगा? So this is in short, okay, these are 5 things. Now let's start with the very first thing, which is called wearing ihram from miqat. Okay, do you remember what are the 5 things? Is there anyone? Number 1, wearing ihram from miqat. Number 2, then you have to do tawaf. Third, salatul tawaf. Fourth, Safa and Marwa sa'i. And fifth, taqseer. Yes. Yeah, all these details that from where we have to do tawaf and all this, all the details I will cover. सिर्फ जो अभी सिर्फ आप जो है headings याद करें. Okay? I will discuss everything, each and everything. I will not leave, inshallah ta'ala. Wearing ihram from miqat. So if this is the discussion, ihram, what is the definition of ihram? And what is miqat itself? So tonight we will be discussing this. What is ihram? And what is miqat? What is ihram? Ihram is from the root word haroma. Haroma is, haram means forbidden. Ihram, when you put on, when you wear this ihram, okay, when you come to this state, a lot of things are forbidden on you. आप बहुत सारी चीज़ें नहीं कर सकते हैं. जो बीवी हलाल थी अब वो क्या हो गई है? आराम हो गई है. हाँ, खुशबू जो हलाल थी अब वो क्या हो गई है? हराम हो गई है. That is why it is called ihram. The things which were halal on you, these things will become haram when you wear ihram. But in Islamic terminology, we say it's a sacred state, एक spiritual state है, that in that state a Muslim must enter in order to perform Hajj. You should be in that state. Then you are eligible to go and perform Hajj. This is called Ihram. What are the obligatory things of Ihram? There are 3 things which are obligatory. 3 wajib things of Ihram. Number 1, wearing Ihram garments, जो उसका लिबास है. The libas you have to wear, एक जो कपड़े उसके पहनने होंगे Ihram के, ये पहली चीज़ है जो वाजिब है. Number 2 is the niyyah. Niyyah itself, you have to do the niyyah of this Ihram. And the third thing is the Talbiyah. So these 3 things are compulsory for Ihram. If you miss any one of these, your Ihram is incorrect. तीनों को याद रखना है और इसको सीक्वेंस में याद रखना है. First, you have to say Talbiyah or wear garments. So the Ihram, the 2 pieces of clothes, you have to wear this first. Then do Niyyah, then recite Talbiyah. So it is in sequence. Necessary requirements of Ihram for gents and ladies. Number 1, it should be tahir. It should not be najis. Okay, at the time of wearing Ihram, I wore that Ihram, then it became najis later on. What should I do? Go and make it pak. Go and make it pak. Maulana, लेकिन आपने तो कहा था तो अभी तो वुज़ू वगैरह की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. There is no need of performing wuzu and all this. Oh, I wore Ihram, now it is najis. I'm sitting in, for example, in bus. When I'll reach Makkah, then I have to perform tawaf. There are 5 hours from Medina to Makkah. There's no problem. No. You have to go and make it tahir as soon as possible. As soon as possible. You cannot say, मुझे तो अभी तो तवाफ करना ही नहीं है. No, 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 no. When you're wearing ihram, you make sure it is pak. If it becomes najis, either you go or change this ihram, और उसको जाकर आप पाक कीजिए. Even your badan itself, your body itself, if it becomes najis, you have to make it pak. But in your normal day life, it is not the case. For example, आपका लिबास najis है and it is not the namaz time. najis नमाज के साथ घूमते रहिए आप. There is no problem. At the time of namaz, you have to make it tahir and pak. Number 2, it should not be ghasbi. किसी और के माल से जो है आप जो है लब्बाइक अल्लाहुम्मा लब्बाइक या अल्लाह. I have taken someone else ihram and I have not taken the permission. किसी का ihram लेके मैंने उसकी permission नहीं ली है. Is it allowed? No, you have to take permission. Otherwise it is ghasbi. Or with the amount with which I am purchasing ihram, I have not paid khums. It is ghasbi. It is ghasbi. You have to pay khums because 20% belongs to Sahme Imam and Sahme Sada. This is not your money. You cannot purchase from this saham. Third, it should not be transparent. Transparent नहीं होना चाहिए. आपकी body नजर आ रही है. Especially to ladies के और gents के लिए. Gents, आपके पास 2 हिस्से होंगे. There are 2 parts, the upper and the lower. If upper is transparent, there is no problem, little bit. But when it comes to the down part, it should not be transparent. Alhamdulillah. So what our Hajj group is giving, it's providing this ihram. So it's sufficient or that transparent? Nahi hota. There is no problem in that. Number 4, it should not be made of pure silk. Pure silk ka na ho. Mustahab hai ke cotton ka ho. It is mustahab that it should be made of cotton. Some recommended mustahab qualities of ihram. It should be white in color. Is it wajib or mustahab? It is mustahab, not wajib. For both ladies and gents, it is mustahab. It is recommended that the same ihram should be worn until the completion of the Umrah at-tamattu, not be changed. Agar thoda sa uska matti lag gayi hai, kuch lag gayi hai, go and complete your Umrah at-tamattu with this. It has more sawab. It has more sawab. For gents now, that regarding the ihram garments, 2 pieces of clothes. You can see in the picture, these are 2 pieces of clothes, down part and the upper part. Down part, okay, the upper part I can say, that should cover both the shoulders, it should cover arms, okay, and the considerable part of the back. Here we differ with our brothers Ahlul Sunnah, because they wear this ihram and their one shoulder is outside. In Ahl Tashayyu, it is not allowed. आपके दोनों के दोनों shoulders क्या होने चाहिए हैं? आपके दोनों के दोनों shoulder cover होने चाहिए. And this is very important when you are reciting Talbiyah, Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik. Make sure your ihram is proper. You have covered your body and then you speak. Then later on it moves here and there is no issue. And the down is around the waist, should cover the portion from the navel. आपकी नाव से लेकर आपके घुटनों तक, from the navel to the knee, it should cover. If it is more than this, ahlan wa sahlan. One more thing regarding the belt. Is it allowed? It's sewn, okay, sewn belt. क्योंकि सिला हुआ लिबास आपको नहीं allowed है. It is not allowed. Okay? Stitched clothes allowed nahi hai. Is it allowed? Ayatullah Sistani says it is forbidden for men to wear sewn clothes, but sewn belt is allowed, in which you can keep some money or important documents. There is no problem in that. But when it comes to ihram, it should not be stitched. That is not allowed. What about putting pin, safety pin? It becomes difficult, na? It is moving here and there. Maulana, how you are wearing, I don't know. So what should I do? So should I put pin here? Answer is yes, it is allowed. You can put pin. I can tie as well. Is there any problem? There is no problem. You can tie as well. We will be seeing you, inshallah ta'ala. You will be so tired. You will be tying, Allah, Maulana, I'm tired of this, moving here and there. So you can put safety pin. You can tie it. There is no problem. Now coming to ladies. There is no specific ihram for you. So those clothes which you are wearing, stitched clothes, you can consider those stitched clothes, ordinary clothes, as your ihram. जो आप आम कपड़े जो पहनती हैं, उसी को आप ihram मान सकती हैं. मुस्तहब ये है कि white होना चाहिए. You can see the white. मुस्तहब ये है. But important thing is this, that you must take care of your hijab. Wearing socks is part of hijab. Is part of hijab. You have to wear socks. मर्दों को पाँव नहीं छुपाने हैं, मर्दों के लिए वाजिब है खुला रखना है. तो यहाँ पर जो है फेमिनिस्ट आ जाए, बोले हम भी मर्दों की तरह हैं. बाबा, you have a different case. You have to wear and they don't have to wear. Okay? Note. For wearing ihram, one need not to be in wudu or ghusl. It is not needed. As I said, that only 2 places you have to be in wudu. What are these? Tawaf and Salatu Tawaf. Other than that, to be in a state of wudu, it's recommended but not wajib. For men, the minimum requirement is 2 pieces of clothes. Minimum is this. Baba, I want to wear more. You dare, huh? In Saudi Arabia, can you wear more than 2? It will be very hot. Or for example, someone is feeling cold and they want to have blanket. There is no problem. Blanket is allowed, even if it is stitched, there is no problem. But they cannot cover their head. This will cover, inshallah ta'ala. You are not allowed to cover your head. Okay? And your ears. And women should avoid covering their faces. अपने face को नहीं छुपा सकते हैं पूरा का पूरा. नहीं छुपा सकती हैं. This, inshallah, we will cover the prohibitions which will come after wearing ihram. Inshallah ta'ala, tomorrow I'll discuss this. Okay. Number 3. It is not necessary to buy a new set of ihram. Baba, someone has gone for Hajj and it is there with him. Can I borrow? Yes, you can borrow. There is no problem in that. There is no need that you should purchase your own. No, there is no problem. And even the ladies, actually, those who have gone for Hajj, you want to get this white, there is no problem. With the permission, huh? With the permission. So, it is not wajib to wear ihram garment at miqat, yeah. So miqat we will be discussing here. So it is not necessary you wear these two clothes when you reach Masjid Shajara, Masjidul Hulayfa. You reach there and then you are changing, because if you start changing there, it becomes very difficult for you. You have to open bags and this and that. So what do we do actually when we are leaving Medina? So from the hotel, actually, when we are leaving Medina, at hotel, we wear our ihram. There is no problem in that. All the restrictions will come when there is niyyah, and with that the talbiyah comes. So there is no problem. आप वहाँ पर ही hotel के अंदर ही आप ihram पहन के जा सकते हैं. Because you have not recited talbiyah, you don't have niyyah, there is no problem in that. But when you reach Masjid al-Shajara, then you will be reciting talbiyah and niyyah. Understand? It is not wajib that the pilgrim has two pieces of clothes on his body all the time. No. You are allowed to take them off, to change them, or to purify them. If they become najis, you can remove this. There is no problem whenever there is a need. There are some other mustahabbat before wearing ihram. That Hamad ibn Isa, he asks Imam Al-Ja'far As-Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. He says about Sa'altu Abu Abdullah an at-tahiyyu lil ihram. He says that I asked Imam As-Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam that how to prepare for ihram. What should I do? Imam said three things. Taqlimul azfar. Dhufr are your nails. Cut your nails. Before wearing ihram, cut your nails. This is mustahab. Third, wa akhdhu sharib. Trim your beard. Trim your mustache. Sharib is mustache. Trim your mustache. Third, wa halqul aana. That shaving the hair under the armpits and below the navel. So shave this. This is highly recommended. So these are three mustahabbat before wearing ihram. There are some other as well mustahabbat before wearing ihram. Perform ghusl. Performing ghusl is highly recommended. Should I go back? So you want to take picture? I'll send the slides. There's no issue. So performing ghusl, you can perform the ghusl of ihram in your hotel. There's no problem. When you're leaving Medina, so in your hotel you can perform ghusl. Or you can perform ghusl where? At Masjid Shajara. Yeah. What is recommended? At hotel or at Masjid Shajara? Masjid Shajara is highly recommended. Masjid Shajara is highly recommended you perform ghusl. But it becomes difficult sometimes. Yeah, there is rush and yeah. Perform the niyyah of ihram and recite talbiyah just after any wajib salah. It is mustahab. So you recite wajib salah. For example, if you reach at night, normally it happens because we have to travel at night because of the shade. So we perform Maghrib and Isha namaz at Masjid al-Shajara. So after Maghrib or Isha namaz, you can recite talbiyah. This is highly recommended. But if, for example, the namaz time was not there, what should I do? So you can recite Salat of Ihram. Salat of Ihram. So highly recommended is 6 rakah, divided into 2. But Maulana, I don't have strength, huh? So 2 are enough for you. So 2 you can recite, and then after that, you recite talbiyah. Okay? With the niyyah performing Salatul Ihram, qurbatan ilallah. Obligatory things of Ihram. Okay? First, I have discussed, what was that? The Ihram garments. For gents, 2 pieces. For ladies, their ordinary clothes are enough. Stitched clothes, there is no problem in that. The second one is the niyyah. Okay, what should be the niyyah? So how do I do niyyah? How to do niyyah? So it depends what sort of a Hajj are you performing. So it should be, I am wearing the ihram of Umrah at-tamattu. For what? Now you have to fill in the blank, no? So there can be one of these options. Hajjatul Islam, for Hajjatul Islam, for those, they are going for their wajib Hajj. This is their first Hajj and it is the wajib Hajj. So they have to do the niyyah that I am wearing this ihram for my Hajjatul Islam, qurbatan, for Umrah Tamattu, qurbatan ilallah. If someone is performing ihtiyati Hajj means he has performed Hajj before. He says, hey Maulana, I don't know, huh? I'm waswasi. Was that Hajj correct or what? Not? Or let me do it again. So he will do the Hajj of Mafiz Zimma. Mafiz Zimma is the niyyah, jo meri gardan par hai, Khuda mujhse kabul kar le. If the previous one was not correct, take this. So it is called Mafiz Zimma, ihtiyati Hajj. Third is the Mustahab Hajj. For example, the one who has gone before, now second time he is going with his own money. He is going. He will say, Baba, I am going for Hajj. I am wearing this ihram for Umrah Tamattu, for Mustahab Hajj, qurbatan ilallah. Someone is doing niyabat of someone. If it is the niyabat of someone, then you have to ask, Baba, the niyabat of someone, is it wajib or mustahab? So you are going on the niyabat of, for example, on someone's behalf. Okay? For example, I am going for the niyabat of Imam Zaman alayhi salatu wasalam, for example. So I will say that I am going on the niyabati Hajj on behalf of Imam Zaman alayhi salatu wasalam as mustahab Hajj. Qurbatan ilallah. Or for example, you are performing niyabati Hajj on behalf of someone, but it is wajib on him. So you will say niyabat wajib Hajj for anyone, XYZ. Qurbatan ilallah. Or for example, this Hajj is on you wajib, but it is because of nazr. So you will say, it is wajib on me, it is wajib Hajj because of nazr, qurbatan ilallah. So this is a niyyah. But the question comes here, what is the actual meaning of qurbatan ilallah? Ye qurbatan ilallah ka maana kya hai? Ji, is there anyone? Allah ki qurbat. Ye kya hai Allah ki qurbat? Qurbat kya hai? Nearness. So there is a difference of opinion. Some ulama, they say that Qurbat means nearness. But some, Ayatul Sistani has a opinion that in the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you said this was your instruction to perform Hajj, to uski ita'at ke andar, in the obedience of your instructions, I am performing this Hajj. This is called Qurbatan ilallah. Now, is it wajib on me to speak? Okay? It is not necessary for the validity of niyyah to be uttered loudly. Zaban se kehne ki zarurat nahi hai. It is an intention in your heart. For example, when you were coming to this Imam Baga, if someone had stopped you while coming to Imam Baga, or aapse puchta, where are you going? Aapka kya jawab hota? I'm going to listen to the lecture. This is your niyyah, that's it. You know what you're doing. For whom you're doing. This is the niyyah. Okay, if you want to make sure, there is no problem. You can utter loudly. For example, there are some people, मैं नमाज पढ़ता हूँ फजर की 2 रकात कुर्बतन इल्लल्लाह काबे की जानिब मस्जिद में खड़ा होके. I don't know, a lot of things they say. There's no need of it. When you're offering salah, you know what you're doing. It's enough. For whom you're doing, it's enough. Third thing for the obligatory things of ihram is talbiyah. And after doing the niyyah, it is wajib to recite the talbiyah. Now, before going to talbiyah, there is a discussion between Shibli and Imam As-Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam. Amazing discussion. If you get some time, you can go and Google it. Normally, so in the groups, they are sharing some files. Amazing discussion. So this discussion, the first part of this is connected with ihram. When Imam As-Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam came from Hajj, لما رجع مولانا زين العابدين عليه الصلاة والسلام من الحج, when Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salatu wasalam came back from Hajj, istaqbalahu Shibliyo. So one of the companions of Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam was Shibli. He welcomed Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam. Faqala alayhi salamu lahu. Khub ke Imam alayhi salatu wasalam told him, Hajjajta ya Shibli? Have you performed Hajj, Shibli? He said, Na'am yabna Rasulillah. Yes, I have performed Hajj. Then Imam says, Faqal anzalta miqata wa tajarradta an makhit thiyab wa ikhtasalta. That you stopped at miqat, you put off your sewn clothes and wash yourself, did you not? यानी क्या तुमने ऐसा किया कि तुमने जो है अपने मिकात पर रुके और अपने सिले हुए लिबास को उतार दिया और तुमने गुस्ल किया? Did you do that? He said, why not? Yeah, Imam, I did that. Then Imam says, فَحِينَ نَزَلْتَ الْمِقَاتَ. Then when you when you came down at miqat, जब आप मिकात पर उतर गए, Navaita, did you do the niyyah? Annaka khala'ta thawb al-masiya. Did you do the niyyah that you are removing the garment of sin? Walabithta thawb al-ta'a, and you are wearing the garment of obedience. क्या तुमने ये नियत की? Oh, he says, La, मौला मैंने ऐसे तो नहीं किया. मैंने तो सिर्फ जो है मौलाना ने कहा था ये करना है, लिबास जल्दी जल्दी जो है यही किया. I forgot the spirituality of it. Then Imam says and continues, فَحِينَ تَجَرَّدْتَ عَنْ مَخِيتِ ثِيَابِكَ. As you put off your sewn clothes, نَوَيْتَ أَنَّكَ تَجَرَّدْتَ مِنَ الرِّيَاءِ وَالنِّفَاقِ وَالدُّخُولِ فِي الشُّبَهَاتِ. That did you intend to get rid of show of hypocrisy and intrusion in suspicious matters? क्या तुम ये नियत की कि मैं किसी के सामने दिखावा नहीं करूंगा, शो ऑफ नहीं करूंगा? जब तुम ये लिबास तब्दील कर रहे थे, डिड यू डू द नियत कि मैं किसी शुभे के अंदर नहीं जाऊंगा, डाउटफुल चीज़ों में नहीं जाऊंगा, शो ऑफ नहीं करूंगा, मैं हिपोक्रेसी नहीं करूंगा, सबके सामने मैं जो हूँ माशाअल्लाह मौलाना एंड अकेले में जाके जो है गुनाह कर रहा हूँ? कि तुमने ये नियत की थी? शिबली सेज ला, तो मौला नहीं किया मैंने ऐसा. इमाम से फ़हीन तजर्रअत, फिर इमाम कहते हैं फ़हीन इख्तसलता, as you washed yourself when you were doing ghusl, नवैता अन्नका इख्तसलत मिनल खताया वज़्ज़ुनूब. क्या तुमने ये नियत की कि ए मौला, ए मेरे खुदा, मैंने अपनी ख़ताओं से और गुनाहों से जो है ग़ुस्ल कर दिया. So the way the dirt is going out when I am doing ghusl, all the sins should be removed. क्या ये नियत की थी? कहता है कि नहीं मौला, मैंने नहीं की ऐसी. Then Imam says, فَمَا نَزَلْتَ الْمِيقَاتَ وَلَا تَجَرَّدْتَ عَنْ مَخِيتِ الثِّيَابِ وَلَا اغْتَسَلْتَ. Then ना तो तुमने, as you watch yourself, did you intend to, sorry, ये इसकी ट्रांसलेशन गलत है. फमा नज़ल तल मीक़ाता, तो तुम जो है मीक़ात पर भी नहीं गए. इमाम ने कहा वला तजर्रत अन मखीत थ्याबिक, तुमने अपने सिले हुए लिबास जो स्टिच क्लोथ्स हैं उसको भी पुट ऑफ नहीं किया है. वला इख्तसलता, तुमने गुस्ल भी नहीं किया. ऐ शिबली, व्हाट हैव यू डन देन? अल्लाह अकबर. So this is hadith, this hadith, you go and read this hadith, that what is the expectation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from this particular Hajj. What is the philosophy of Ihram? Similar to Takbiratul Ihram. What is Takbiratul Ihram? Everything is haram on me. When you put on this Ihram, you will say that my whole focus is on you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ये दुनिया मैंने सब छोड़ दी है. I have left this dunya. I have come to you, Ya Allah. Once the ihram for Hajj is worn, तो तमाम चीज़ों को इंसान साइड पर रख दे, सारे pleasures को छोड़ दे और याद करे कि with these two clothes I have come to you, Ya Allah. One day I will go to qabr with these two clothes. वो भी सफ़ेद होंगे, white होंगे, ये भी white हैं. And the day when I'll be coming to you, I'm coming to you today as well. तो ऐसे है, हज ऐसे करें कि शायद आपको दोबारा नसीब ना हो, गुनाहों से पाक होकर जाएं. Now the words of Talbiyah. How many things were there in Ihram? The garment, 2 pieces of clothes for gents. Number 2 was niyyah. And the third is talbiyah. These are the words of talbiyah. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Labbaika la sharika laka labbaik. This is wajib. This is the wajib part. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Labbaika la sharika laka labbaik. Here I am at your service. Oh Lord, here I am at your service. ऐ खुदा तेरा गुनाहगार बंदा भागा हुआ तेरी बारगाह में आ गया है. I am there in front of you. बहुत भागा तुझसे मैं. Now I am there in front of you, Ya Allah. La sharika lak. There is no partner of you, Ya Allah. कोई तेरा शरीक नहीं है. Labbaik. तेरा गुलाम तेरी बारगाह में हाजिर है. When our Aimma alayhi salatu wasalam used to recite this talbiyah, they used to cry a lot. बेहोश हो जाते थे. ऐ खुदा तेरी बारगाह में आ गया. भागा हुआ बंदा अब तेरे पास आ रहा है. It is highly recommended to add the following. This is mustahab. Innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika laka labbaik. All the praise is yours. ऐ खुदा सारी praise तेरे लिए है. Hamd तेरे लिए है. Wa ni'mata lak. And so is the bounty. All these bounties are from you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wal mulk. All kingdom is for you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Tu malik hai har ek cheez ka. La sharika lak. Tera koi sharik nahi hai. There is no partner of you, Ya Allah. Labbaik. Again I am saying, ऐ खुदा फिर से तेरा बंदा हाजिर है. तेरा बंदा हाजिर है. आप really ज़रा थोड़ी देर के लिए think करें. अगर इसका मतलब इंसान समझ जाए कि ऐ खुदा तेरी बारगाह में आ गया हूँ, आप फिर कैसा हज करेंगे? वाक़तन. So, let me complete this. Ihram garments, 2 pieces of clothes, must be worn before the niyyah and talbiyah. So, ये pieces, 2 pieces of clothes आपको पहले पहनने होंगे. Then you have to recite the niyyah, or you have to do the niyyah. Then the talbiyah will come. But for example, if you do the niyyah and you do talbiyah and then you wear ihram, that is invalid. You have to repeat it. You have to repeat it. Women should recite talbiyah in a low voice in front of non-ihram. So gents will be reciting loudly. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik. So you'll be reciting loudly. But for ladies, because you'll be there, for example, in bus, okay, you'll be amongst non-ihram. So with low voice, it is must. Talbiyah should be recited in proper Arabic. Sahi Arabi ke andar padhe. One good thing is labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. One good thing is there is no huruf halaqi here. Alhamdulillah. There is no huruf halaqi, huh? So this is very simple. But the problem will come for salah. So you go and practice your makharij. If you cannot recite it yourself, okay, take the help of someone who will help you to recite. Ask them to recite and you just follow him. Repeat after him, for example. If even this is not possible, then try your best to recite the talbiyah, whatever you can then. How many times wajib talbiyah should be recited? How many times? Once only. Once only it is wajib, and when you recite this talbiyah, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaika la sharika laka labbaik. From here there is a firaq between husband and wife. And all the restrictions will come. All the restrictions will come until and unless you complete your Umrah at-tamattu'. So after taqseer, then you can remove your ihram and the restrictions will be over. But there are some restrictions which will be there because you are in Makkah. So there are some restrictions of Makkah will be there. Okay, what about, for example, I have decided wajib talbiyah. Can I repeat it? I'm just finishing this. Yes, you can recite this, you can repeat this. That it is highly recommended you should repeat this when walking, when waking up from sleep, okay? After every prayer, while embarking or disembarking from vehicle, when meeting with other riders. This is mustahab. And in riwayat it is mentioned 70 times at least, someone should recite Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik. So the journey will be 5 to 6 hours from Medina to Makkah. So you will be reciting this. Okay, until when it is recommended to repeat the Talbiyah? Kab tak padhta rahu main? So a person performing Umrah at-Tamattu must stop the recitation of Talbiyah on sighting the houses of Old Makkah. When you see the houses of Old Makkah, you should stop now. It is not jaiz. It is not jaiz that you should continue this. Yes. Miqat, I will continue this inshallah ta'ala. Tomorrow, what is Miqat? Masjid al-Shajara. I will continue this tomorrow. If you have any question, I'm here inshallah. Yes. First Hajj is wajib. Once in your lifetime, Hajj is wajib. After that, it is mustahab. After that, it is mustahab. Any question from ladies' side or gents? Yes, please. किस चीज़ का? Belt पहनने का? Belt पहनने? Okay. So we have followers of Ayatollah Khamenei as well. Please do let me know. So Ayatollah Khamenei, Ayatollah Khoi. Anyone else? So I'll be discussing Ayatollah Khamenei. He allows this. There is no problem. To wear belt, there is no issue in that. Yeah. Yes, please. Parents are going for Hajj. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, if parents have gone for Hajj, is it wajib on the parents to send the kids for Hajj? No, it is not wajib. So when they will become baligh and they will be able to earn, it's upon them. कि वो अगर earn कर सकते हैं, it's upon them then. It's not wajib on you to send them for Hajj. Yeah. I can't hear. In the state of Ihram, can you wear watch or ring? There is no problem. You can wear. Yeah, yeah. You can watch or ring. You can wear. There is no problem. Any other question? Okay, I'll stop here. So after this, inshallah ta'ala, I'll be here. You can come and ask question. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.